day of Christmas, our podcast gave to us our third GeoGeek.
And here she is, Michelle Brake, the enterprise expert extraordinaire. So, Michelle, pressing question for you today to start us off. Are you a fan of figgy pudding?
Oh no, I'm probably one of the worst holiday guests in terms of liking things. I hate eggnog. I hate fruitcake. I hate figgy pudding.
Well, I don't even know what figgy pudding is, so to be fair,
I can't even recall what that tastes like either. I don't even know. Oh, well, okay. I will not ship you to fruitcake this time.
Okay,
but we
good.
do want to get some fruity information, that doesn't sound right, about what's new in ArcGIS Enterprise. So you have 3 things that you want to share about what's new with Enterprise. Let's go to the first item. What do you got?
Yeah, so we just saw the release of 11.2, new version of Enterprise, back in early November. One of the things that I'm really excited about is that we're now going to be able to manage services within the Enterprise portal. No longer do you need to go over to the ArcGIS Services Manager. You're able to add different capabilities to your feature services and do everything you need to directly within Portal. And so while all these operations are still going to remain in the ArcGIS Server Manager, now these workflows can be done directly in Portal so that you don't have to go back and forth as much. I think it's pretty exciting as someone who sometimes wants to enable additional resources or options, or sometimes you just need to restart the service. Having to go to a separate tab can sometimes be that little bit of extra time consuming part you don't want.
Yeah, that sounds like it's way more intuitive now. So big
Right.
ad. Yeah, thanks for sharing that one. And then what else do you have for us? I know you've got 3 things. So what's number 2?
Number 2, kind of a big one, is going to be a metadata editor. And the metadata editor, wow, saying those words very fast with so many syllables, is going to be available as a beta feature in Enterprise 11.2. It has to be enabled by your organization's administrator. And when it's enabled, you're able to see that there's a metadata button that'll allow members to edit an item's metadata directly in that editor. Now, you're probably wondering, metadata, well, that's just information that describes the item. We already get that. We see in Enterprise and ArcGIS Online, you see something when it's created, when it's viewed. You see an item's title, its type, its details page. Well, that is a great example of metadata already, but we're going to have a separate version of it that goes a little bit deeper. So metadata can also take on forms of standards-based documents or records, which are commonly referred to as geospatial metadata or metadata. And so members of the administrator role in your organization can enable this, and they can actually set different standards for how they're going to use metadata within the organization. So if you're already using this within your desktop file management, great, you'll be able to see this extended in ArcGIS Enterprise and edit it directly in Portal. And so along with this, it's just noted that this is a beta feature. That's what happens at some of our shorter term release cycles like 11.2. And so while in beta, this feature may not always look the same in, say, 11.3 or 11.4. It may not be feature complete and as such could have different performance or quality issues. And so it's not fully supported by regular technical support. Instead, if you want to provide feedback or get help, you'd be reaching out on the Esri community for the metadata catalog and search page.
Wow. All GIS people love metadata, so I'm sure they're going to really enjoy this editor. It sounds like it's a really big improvement.
Present. You can spend your time around the holidays just really editing all your metadata, getting deep there.
Perfect. All right, you got one more item you want to share on your list. What is number 3?
I do. So I figured we've talked about something new, something kind of different in terms of what are we doing within our portal. Well, let's talk about some changes to licensing, because we always love licensing. It's the best Christmas present to talk about. So something that is a good change for licensing and is going to make our lives easier as an administrator, we love those kind of presents, is the ArcGIS Advanced Editing user type extension, which is going to be or is in 11.2. And so this new type of user extension provides access to advanced geodatabase functionality and frameworks. And in particular, this is going to streamline by replacing the utility network user, the trace network user, and parcel fabric user. So by providing all of those capabilities along with some extra editing and geodatabase capabilities in one place. So no longer do you need to worry about, how many of each of these do I have? Do I have enough trace networks and parcel fabrics, utility network? we're bringing them all under the same umbrella, maybe sharing some cups of cocoa together while we walk along in the snow. So by bringing these all together, it's going to streamline that process. But as well, these are going to include either your GIS Professional Standard or Professional Advanced. So bringing in that ArcGIS Pro functionality that you would already be using along with these if you're working on desktop. But they will be able to be assigned as an add-on to editors, mobile workers, creators, and that GIS Professional Basic user type as well.
Nice. That sounds really good. I know licensing is a headache sometimes, so making it a little simpler always makes things better. So
Exactly.
thanks so much, Michelle, for joining us and sharing all these updates with us. It's been great having you, and I look forward to seeing you again in the new year.
It's been great being here. I'll see you guys in the new year. Don't have too much eggnog at the holiday parties this year.
I'll do my best.
Yeah, nog is disgusting. I agree with that. All right, that was our ArcGIS Enterprise Geo Geek, Michelle Brake. She is an Enterprise Solution Specialist and was calling us from Wolfville, Nova Scotia.